Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Start with Captain Will. I am your man. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day, y'all. Every single day. We got a good one today, y'all. We got a good one today, y'all. We are talking about basketball. Finally, the championship. NCAA championship is here. It is on. It is time to discuss it. It is finally, all the talk is over. The brackets are out. Everything is happening the way we want it to happen. The number one overall seed, and by all measures and all things that read into this bracket, it seems that South Carolina's path to a championship is pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like the bracket. I like the teams that's in our bracket, and I think every team that we play on our side of the bracket will be favored by double digits. I don't see a team in this bracket that we won't be favored by at least double digits in this tournament. I don't see any of it. Not at all. So we're gonna talk about that. We have to address what's going on with, Sania Johnson into the transfer portal. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, it's like everybody in the transfer portal. A lot of stuff going on in this transfer portal. So many players, again, are unsatisfied with their current situation, and they are entering the transfer portal. That is the sport that we live in right now. That is the sport that we live in right now. So let's start with the brackets. Okay, let's begin with that. All right, so Carolina play on Friday. We play the winner between Presbyterian and Sacred Heart. That is who we play on Friday. We already played Presbyterian before in December. Won by like 70 points. Right now, Sacred Heart is an 8.5-point favorite to beat Presbyterian. Does that matter? Does that line matter? Does it matter who we play in the first round? Absolutely not. It don't matter. It means absolutely not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we playing Sacred Heart, Presbyterian, Francis Marion. It don't matter who we playing. It don't matter. The game is in Columbia. The game will be a blowout. Everybody gonna play. It's gonna be a decisive, effective win for South Carolina. Camila Cardozo ain't playing. Don't matter at all. So everybody going to eat. Everybody going to play a lot. That is what's going down on Friday. Okay. Then you got North Carolina and Michigan State. And I'm taking Michigan State. We already played North Carolina, a grimy game, earlier in the season, but I think Michigan State is a better team. I think they'll beat North Carolina. Okay. Who else? We got Oklahoma and Florida Gulf Coast. Oklahoma all the way. Indiana, Fairfield. All right, so Fairfield's a good basketball team. They ain't played nobody. They won the MAAC conference. They are playing Oregon State team who was really good. They're a really good basketball team. Very good on both sides of the ball. And Oregon State going to beat them. Okay, that's it right there. All right. Who else we got? Ole Miss and Marquette. Ole Miss, love Ole Miss coach. Love some coach, Yolanda, love her griminess, love her way she coached, love her intensity, love all that stuff. And I'm going to beat Marquette. SEC got a bunch of teams in the tournament. Then Notre Dame and Kent State. All right, I ain't even got to talk about that. Notre Dame going to beat up on Kent State. And then we move on, right? So you have South Carolina playing Michigan State on Sunday. Going to get your tickets. If you ain't got the tickets yet, make sure you get your tickets. All right. So South Carolina and Michigan State play. I already said that Michigan State is a really good basketball team, especially offensively. They're a really good basketball team. Not as good defensively, but they're good offensively. Will they give South Carolina some problems offensively? No, they're not. Because South Carolina is still the number one basketball team in the country in terms of defense. That's what it is. So you have that situation. Oklahoma and Indiana. If Mackenzie Holmes is back to being Mackenzie Holmes. You know, she hurt her knee against the Maryland. But if she's ready to play, then Indiana will beat Oklahoma. If she's back to her regular self. But if she's not back to her regular self, Oklahoma will beat Indiana. Okay, so I'm gonna, since she ain't play in the since March the 3rd, she's been off for a while. Her coach said that she's back and she's ready, and they are ready to go and do this thing. We'll see in the first round. But I'm gonna say that she's G to G, and that Indiana is going to beat Oklahoma. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. So we have Oregon State against Nebraska. Well, you know, see, this is a thing. This is a thing I have to talk about. Like Texas A&M. Texas A&M is 11C, but Texas A&M is going to be a problem in this tournament. Ole Miss is going to be a problem in this tournament. Their style of play, because SEC plays more physical than most. So Texas A&M playing Nebraska. Now, Nebraska will be favored, but I'm just saying that, I mean, A&M is, you know, it's going to be upsets. It's always upsets. I'm going to say Nebraska going to win, but I would not be surprised if Texas A&M win this basketball game. I won't. Not at all. Not at all. And with that being said, you have the matchup of Ole Miss and Notre Dame. Ole Miss and Notre Dame. Ole Miss going to give Notre Dame problems. They're going to give Notre Dame problems. That is going to be a physical. That is going to be she's going to have, Ole Miss going to have so many different scenarios or defenses to slow down Hannah Hidalgo. It's going to be so great to see. But I'm going to go with Notre Dame. I'm going to go with Notre Dame and say that they're going to win. I'm going to say they're going to win. So not right now, just to recap. So you got Carolina going to play in Indiana. Then you got Oregon State playing Notre Dame. That's in our bracket. With or without Mackenzie Holmes, we're a better basketball team than Indiana. Those are the facts. Now, I would love to see the matchup of the two bigs, Camila and Holmes. I love to see that. Love to see that matchup. Love to see that matchup. But this is the thing. But our overall team is better than Indiana. Our overall team is better than Indiana, offensively and defensively. If they make it this far and Mackenzie Holmes isn't 100% and they playing against South Carolina, the game going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout. Then we had a matchup that, you know, folks want to see a rematch against Carolina. And because I think that Notre Dame will beat Oregon State. But Oregon State is good, y'all. Oregon State is good. Oregon State is good. But I'm going to say matchup of Carolina and Notre Dame, and we know what happened the first time we played. The first time we played, you know what went down. It is, Notre Dame center is out with a knee injury. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. What I'm saying is our path to the Final Four, I don't see stumbling blocks. I don't see stumbling blocks for the Carolina going to the Final Four. I don't see stumbling blocks. I don't want to make up no stumbling blocks. I don't want to, just say that we ain't gonna. We have to play our worst game on that given day, and this is tournament time, in order for us to lose. In order for us to lose. Now, some teams aren't as lucky. Some teams are whining and moaning about their seeding. Some teams are whining and moaning about their seeding, and the only thing that Cam Will got to say is, sorry for your loss. Some teams are whining and moaning because you got Iowa and you got LSU and you got, what's that, UCLA, all in the same bracket. Some teams are upset about that situation. And one thing I got to say, sucks for y'all. Sucks, right? Sucks. We knew that it was going to keep LSU away from Carolina. We knew that. You wouldn't put LSU, what, a number 3 seed? LSU number 3 seed, which is about appropriate. They're about appropriate. I was thinking possibly they can get to number 2 seed, but they number 3 seed. That's good. That is where they should be, in my humble opinion. Iowa number 1 seed, UCLA number 2 seed, LSU number 3 seed. So the defending champions, but there's only 2 players on that team that was on the roster. But defending champions, LSU got to go through UCLA and potentially Iowa to get to the Final Four. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. When we always, I've been saying this since the beginning of the year. I've been saying this since the beginning of the year. Since the beginning of the year. Since the beginning of the year, I always talk about strength of schedule matter. Schedules matter. Schedules matter. Who you play actually matters. It actually matters. And who you play matters, not just in the conference, right? Not just a conference, because we're talking about RPI, we're talking about net rating, we're talking about strength of schedule, we're talking about all these things matter for the seeding. Ladies and gentlemen, I talked about this 2 days ago. If you look at the AP poll and you look at the seeding of this tournament, a little different, huh? A little different. AP poll takes into account, they don't take into account strength of schedule. Let's begin there. AP poll doesn't care about where the game was being held, don't care about margin of victory, they don't care about none of those things. You have a situation in a team like LSU, and I was talking about their garbage schedule early in the year. People say, "Oh, Cap, it don't matter. It don't matter. They're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. We got a dream team." All these different things, all these different stuff that came out early when LSU was playing. I'm still in Vegas, so they was playing Gordon Ramsay's Hell Kitchen's chefs. You know what I'm saying? When it was playing, Rikers Island prisoners. When it was playing all these different folks. And then beating them by 80 points, 70 points, all these different scores. Everybody got a double-double, all these different things. And now, with the tournament going down, LSU complaining, Kilmoki complaining about the seeding. If you want to be ranked high, number 1, schedule tougher games. Ain't no secret sauce. There ain't no McDonald's secret sauce. You want to be ranked high? You want a number 1, number 2 seed? Play a tougher schedule. SEC schedule, the teams was tough. Non-conference, the teams were garbage for y'all. Garbage. So with that being said, you're number 3 seed. LSU has the toughest path to the championship. The toughest path. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the thing. If LSU makes it past, if they make it past a Louisville, who is a good basketball team, if they make it past a Louisville, they have to play a UCLA. And then they have to play a Iowa. Eventually, they would have to play a South Carolina. If you got stock in LSU right now, you better sell that joint right now. No. LSU is not going to the Final Four. LSU may not, probability, they ain't going to the Elite Eight. This is just the real. And if they continue to play, which they have to, continue to play their starters 37, 38 minutes a game, They are going to pass out. They're going to pass out. They're going to pass out. I can't wait to see LSU play UCLA. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait. I can't wait to see LSU go back home. But hell, I can't wait for Iowa. I can't wait for Iowa because Iowa potentially can play Kansas State one more time. Kansas State, number 4 seed. Kansas State beat Iowa. Iowa beat Kansas State. Okay, Iowa number 1 seed. They'll play. They got the bye. Well, they ain't got the bye. I shouldn't say they got the bye. No, I shouldn't say any team got the bye because it's a play. Okay, Iowa got the bye. South Carolina got the bye too. So whatever it is, that is what it is. They'll play the winner of West Virginia and Princeton. That's 8th and 9th seed. Colorado and Drake. Kansas State and Portland. Colorado and Kansas State will play each other. That is a great, great game. Can't wait for that game. And Iowa will play the winner. Well, how happy would I be? How happy would your man Captain Will be if Kansas State beats Iowa early? Overjoyed. ESPN be so upset. ESPN be so upset because we can't talk about Caitlin Clark no more. ESPN be just like, oh Lord, what we're gonna do? We got to pull out the commercials on South Carolina now. We gotta go hurry. We can film some stuff for Camila Cardozo, MiLaysia Fulwiley, Tina Pow, Raven Johnson. We gotta do all those things, and they better ESPN. Y'all better have some spotlights on my girl Hollywood and that revenge tour. You better have that. But I'm telling you right now. There's a scenario you don't see Iowa or LSU. You can mess around and see Kansas State and UCLA. That's what you could see. Talk about all this mess. Nah, bro. Nope. So, oh man, this can't wait. I'm just so hyped. So hyped. Let's go through a few of these questions. And see what y'all talking about tonight. And Kimberly Page, I knew this was going to happen. Ja is gone. Okay, sounds like a good time. To talk about Sania Ja. Ja into the portal. Sania Ja entered the portal. The 40th ranked recruit in the class of 2023 has officially entered the portal. She is no longer a Gamecock, which is suspended already. Suspended from the team for conduct detrimental to the team. Now she is no longer a Gamecock. She's no longer a Gamecock. And I wish her well. I like Sania Ja. I talked to her briefly at the SEC tournament, talked to her mom, really nice lady. And I just wish her best for her family, for her, and to get in this right situation. Carolina just wasn't the right situation for her. It just wasn't the right situation for her. What happened, what occurred for her to get suspended, I don't know. I don't know what occurred. What I do know is Sania Ja is a good basketball player. You're not 40th ranked in the country by chance. She's a really good basketball player, and she's going to go to a team that she can get her talents showcase. I'm not upset whatsoever about Sania Ja going to the portal, dropping her name in, and she did it early, which a lot of players are doing it early so they can play next year. Don't want to be a scenario like it was with Talasia Cooper, where she entered in June, entered too late, and had to sit out a year and can't play for Tennessee. So, Sania Ja, we're going to miss you, but hopefully the pastures are greener wherever you go, and I'll be tracking you. We're tracking to see where you go. And the same thing like when any of the players from South Carolina go to other teams, Nia Russell, and it's just I can go on and on about various different players who have left South Carolina for whatever reason, and they are, doing their thing in other places. So tonight, I hope the same thing happens with you. So I appreciate you and your family. Really nice family. Captain Will, I noticed people keep talking about Texas. I was at the game when Texas played. This is Michelle Malone. What's up, girl? OU and lost. Texas has nothing for South Carolina. Texas is the number 1 seed. And in their bracket, you talking about their number 1, Stanford, number 2, North Carolina State, number 3, and number 4 is Gonzaga. That top 4 is good. Hell, we can go to Utah, number 5. That's a nice bracket. Tennessee, 6. Whoa. Whoa, that is that's a nice bracket. That is I mean, I don't, you know what? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Nah, I mean, we are we are. I don't want to forecast too far out in terms of us playing Texas potentially in the Final Four, but that is a gauntlet for them to get through. Texas and Stanford is crazy. Texas and North Carolina State is crazy. Texas and Tennessee would be crazy. That bottom half of the bracket is dope. Tennessee, we know it. Tennessee, we played them 3 times. We know what they can do. North Carolina State, Tennessee versus North Carolina State in the second round. Ooh, that would be awesome. That would be a good matchup. And whoever comes out of that winner of Tennessee and North Carolina State would play Stanford. Oh man, I would love to see Tennessee play Stanford. That would be good. But Texas, you know, they got a good basketball team. And I love that they're coming over the SEC. Come on, where the best competition is. Come on over here. And I can't wait to see it. Are we better than Texas? Yes, we are better than Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, South Carolina is better than Texas, okay? Offensively and defensively. They have a nice squad. I'm not going to lie. They're number 1 seed, even after the loss of their point guard. They have a nice squad. But come, this is Carolina. Now. But Michelle, I agree with you. Yep, Doc Glover, what's up, brother? Yeah, she into the portal. I saw your email too. All right, I hit you back, bro. Michael Boss, I just saw Poffenberger from Arkansas also into the portal. Likely will get 2 years from her. For her missed freshman year due to an ACL, wouldn't hate it, even though we might not need a guard. Poffenberger is a good player. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta pull up something in terms of her defensively, because this is the thing. You got a lot of talented players who are gonna be entering the transfer portal, and Carolina really don't have room for sale. There's no room in the end. There's no room in the end for this. You know, so. You know, Poffenberger's a good player, but I don't think she can't. So this is the problem. For any guard who's into the transfer portal, like, yo, I want to play. I want to try to play for Carolina. Catilia Scott just entered the portal as well. The guard rotation is set. There ain't nobody in the portal or who's going to be in the portal who is good enough to get in our guard rotation. The guard rotation is set. Raven, Tahina, Bree, Tessa, MiLaysia Fulwiley. The guard rotation is set. So that is, I'm not looking for any guard. Let me say this right. Ain't no guard who's going to be coming in here. Okay? And you got Maddie McDaniel, who's nursing her injury. No guard. So whatever guard that might be out there ain't going to happen. Whatever power forward who's out there who think they're going to enter the portal, or want to get into the situation with Carolina and get rings, you know, do the old NBA way. I'm just going to try to get a ring somewhere, and that type of situation. You talking about Chloe, Ashlyn? You talking about Joyce coming in? You talking about Sania Feagin? I don't see no room. Only room for Carolina for a transfer is potentially a center. I talked about this before. That is the only room that I see. There is no room. Will we feel anything with Sania Jaw gone? No, we won't. There wouldn't be no ripple effect with Sania Jaw gone. None. If another player who's very talented for Carolina left in terms of out of our top 7 or 8 players, yeah, we would feel that. If Carolina is active in the transfer portal at all, it would be to get a veteran center. That's it. And that veteran center will be 6'4", 6'5", huge. And because of that reason, I say a veteran center is because of Adele Tack's injury. If Adele Tack was 100%, if she was 100% for next season, I'm like, nah, we don't need nobody. Adele Tack 6'6". Adele Tack top 26 player in the country. And we got Ashlyn Watkins. We got Sania Feagin. I don't expect the Gamecocks to be no players in the transfer portal unless it is a veteran center. Nobody else ain't coming to Carolina and try to get burned. Nobody. It ain't gonna happen. Now, some other teams will be very active in the transfer portal. Once again, you're going to have some other teams, a la LSU, because they ain't recruiting nothing in the class of 2024. They have one player who is in the top 100 after winning the championship. They're going to be active in the transfer portal. They will. Because they think they get an NIL bag. Okay? Here's the thing. You have to win. And you have to recruit every single year. You have to recruit every single year. And you can't take years off. Next year, that 2025 class for South Carolina, when we have multiple players who will be going to the W, and I'm saying the W because you know they're going. You're talking about next year's class. Tahina Pow, gone. Bree Hall, gone. Sania Feagin, gone. Those three right there who will be gone. That 2025 class is going to be key for recruiting for South Carolina. Those three players, hell, Raven Johnson will be a redshirt junior. She could be gone. You will have a influx of players in that class of 2025, and that is why I'm going to start talking about the class of 2025 as soon as this tournament is over. It's soon because it's on. Because we will start moving towards that class because that class is going to be so important for the Gamecocks. I don't look at Dawn Staley trying to add so many players in the portal next year. No. Recruit. Get better. Those are it. Country Note, the Profit Burger can't help us. Thank you, sister. Michelle Malone, Captain Will, I love seeing the post of you and your wife. Would love to see her live with you. I've been trying to do that for a long time. And I think this is the thing. I think it's working. I really think it's working. I'm trying. Yeah, I am trying. And she's getting close. She's getting close, you know. And we leave Vegas today. It's been amazing for for her celebrating. I love celebrating my wife. And she had an amazing birthday. And yesterday, or last night, I should say, was awesome. It was really great. So, right now she's playing. I'm filming. I'm recording. She's in the casino doing her thing. You know what I mean? So our life is great. And I'm so blessed to have her in my life. You know, God is good. Teron, job transfer reporter, disappointed we will not see her develop with South Carolina, but wishing the best and upset for sure. I agree with you completely, bro. That's why we just got to continue to talk about players, despite because you fall in love with players. If you're a Gamecock fan, you fell in love with Sania Feagin. She worked her butt off. She's a good defensive player, and she brings energy pretty much like none other. You know, so we have to see where she goes. And you never wish no ill will on players who transfer from South Carolina. They are girls. You know, we just want them to do well. And we don't know the situation with her transferring. And hopefully I'll find out. But, you know, you just don't know. You don't know. Great. A lot of comments. Make sure you subscribe. We got 400 some people watching right now. If you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe. You know, follow iHeartRadio, follow on obviously on YouTube, follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on all those things. And we will be doing a members only chat sometime this week. The game is Friday. The game is Friday, so I'm probably going to do the members only chat. Today's what, Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Look out for that. A lot of stuff talking about Poffenberger. Amanda Kerr, Talia Scott is in the portal per her Twitter likes. Looks, she loves Gamecock culture. I saw that. I did. I saw that. That's all I can say. I mean, I saw it. I saw that. And Amanda Kerr, thank you for the comment. I did. I saw that. And I'm just thinking, a lot of players, if she wants to compete, this is the thing. If you want to compete, because you ain't giving nothing at no South Carolina. If you want to compete, earn your spot, earn minutes, make you to a better player offensively and defensively, but it's not when you enter the portal, you ain't, he's like, I want to play for South Carolina. That's my school. I want to play for South Carolina. That ain't necessarily how it works. You got to fill a role. You got to fill a need, because the roster spots are short. The roster spots are short. I don't see Talia Scott coming here. I don't see that. Crystal Jones, I like your comment, brother. What's good, Cap? ESPN all over South Carolina now that the season is now, but during the season, we couldn't get the coverage. Because it's like this. Carolina is the overwhelming favorite to win the chip. Overwhelming favorite. Last time I saw, I think it was minus 106 to win the chip. So basically what that means, you bet $100 for South Carolina to win, you only win $106. $6 off a $100 bet. That means we are the overwhelming favorite to win the chip. Mike Jink, thank you. Thank you for the tip, brother. My Notre Dame guy, Cap, y'all butts in trouble. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Hope we see it. Hope we see it. Hope we see it. Hope we see it. Sandra. Oh, my God. San Hud. What's up, girl? What is up? I'm glad that you are here. Remember you was a little girl. Remember those days. Do you think we're entering into a major basketball change from powerful teams like Carolina to emphasis on star power? It's already started. Parker Hunter, it's already started. But it's all about the media. Right now the media is focusing on women's basketball the way that the NBA focus on their sport. So the NBA is a players' league. It's a players' league. The reason why the NBA is so far behind the NFL is a team league. It's a team league. The NBA is a players' league. They know it is a players' league. They dictate so much in the NBA. They dictate so much. So it is marketed for players versus teams. Women's basketball is growing exponentially, so they got to find a balance of marketing players while also marketing teams. What we failed to do in the media this year, in my opinion, is there was a whole huge focus on individuals versus teams. And it wasn't a lot of individuals. The individuals that ESPN in particular focused on was about three names. Caitlin Clark, of course. Number one. Angel Reese, of course. They actually backed off of Paige Beckers, which I was surprised this year. She wasn't getting the coverage like she should have. And she had a great season this year. A lot of talk about Juju Watkins. So this is when you have those scenarios where you completely focused on a few players, teams that are so great and so amazing, like a Carolina team. Think about it like this right here. If UConn was 68-1 over the last 2 years, you couldn't get UConn off the TV screen. You couldn't. You could not get UConn off the TV screen. If Iowa was 68-1 over the last 2 years, you couldn't get them off the screen. You know, well, hell, you can't get them off the screen now because it's all about Caitlin Clark. They were focused. ESPN was focused on constantly talking about LSU this year. And then LSU lost. And then they saw that LSU isn't as good as they were advertised to be. South Carolina was not going to be a focus for college basketball this year. Not at all. We lost too much, right? We're in a rebuilding year, right? So, we're not gonna talk about South Carolina like that until Carolina just kept winning and winning and winning and winning. And you constantly winning and winning and winning. You are forced to enter the conversation. You are forced to have a seat at the table, and it still pisses me off. It still pisses me off because we're still not getting enough talk about our girls. But we talked a whole lot. National media talked a whole lot about Kamilla Cardoso when it pushed Flau'jae down, when it should have been talking about Kamilla Cardoso all damn year. You know, should have been talking about Tina Powell all year, Raven Johnson all year, Bree Hall. I mean, so many players, MiLaysia Fulwiley, all these players that South Carolina have. But I guess we don't play enough minutes. We win too much. And we're going to centrally talk about certain players. So Parker Hunter, what I'm saying is, yes, that's what the national media is doing right now. Now, to change that narrative, South Carolina just got to beat the hell out of everybody. Got to beat the hell out of everybody. We almost did it last year, 36-1. Almost did it. This year, we're 32-0. We just got to continue to win. And when you continue to win, you force folks to talk about you. Carolina going undefeated this year, 38-0. Those All-American lists are going to look real funny. I already told you how I feel about these All-American lists, these SEC lists, all this mess that don't count defense. It's going to look real funny when South Carolina won a chip in 2022, almost won in 2023, and win this year in 2024. And next year, who I already said, next year's team will be better than this year's team. Have all the individual awards, have all the different individual players, break all these records because your team ain't that damn good, while Carolina keeps steamrolling basketball teams. Cool. Robert Whitaker, can't have enough shooters. Remember, Ravens still can't shoot. Bro, what we can have, what I don't want is players coming to South Carolina and can't play defense. So you have a whole ton of, and I thank you for the comment, even though you're talking about my girl, you have a whole lot of players who enter the transfer portal who can't play defense. So they can shoot. They can shoot. They can't play defense. You talk about Raven can't shoot. I know what she can do. She can guard. I know that. She has one of the best assists to turnover rates in the country. I know that. But the players, this whole infatuation with shooting, come on now. Come on. You got to play defense to play for South Carolina. Let's begin with that. Defense first. Okay? Defense first to play for South Carolina. There's a ton of shooters out there in the country. A ton. But if you can't defend nobody, who cares about you being a shooter, man? Nobody don't care about that because then you're a liability. You go hit a mid-range or a three-point on one side, then you're a liability on defense and get scored upon. You know, get scored upon. Everybody talk about Caitlin Clark. Go Google Caitlin Clark's defensive rating. Do that. Do that. Jonathan McQueen, appreciate your comment, bro. Appreciate it. To Vegas, has been amazing. My wife had a great time. Vegas been amazing. I had a ball last night. I'm just saying, that's why I'm drinking water right now and still. Okay. A ball. She is reading Nebraska's gonna beat Texas A&M for real. It shit definitely could happen. I just like the way A&M plays. I just like the way they play. And a lot of teams can't deal with the physicality. A lot of teams. There was that talk about Indiana. If we match up with Indiana, talking about the physicality of South Carolina playing against Indiana, and Indiana's, I ain't gonna say that Indiana's a soft basketball team. I ain't gonna never say no mess like that. But I will say this right here: it would be a shock to the system. Indiana playing South Carolina, shock to the system. Oh yeah, DT. The portal is portaling. The portal is portaling. Yeah, Maddie Shearer is gone too. She in the portal, Kentucky. It's a lot. A lot of people are going. Low key talking about Maddie McDaniels. Maddie is nice. Is not enough conversation talking about Maddie. She is a baller. And if you like MiLaysia Fulwiley, you're gonna love Maddie McDaniel. You like Zaya Cook. You like, Henny. All those great, sensational guards, shooting guards, basically. I mean, Maddie is small, but she can get. I mean, she's a bucket. She is a bucket. I am telling you. So many great comments. Anything can be a stumbling block in March Madness. I think we will make it to the Final Four, but I don't want our girls to think it would be a cakewalk. Thank you for the comment, Amy KK, as always. Thank you for the comment. And yeah, March Madness is a different beast. It's a different beast. But I don't. In terms of with us and the girls, being a young basketball team, Don got to keep them, level-headed, because they've been waiting. And I think towards the end, I would say about 80%, right before, a few games right before the regular season ended, it seems like our girls are a little sleepwalking. They're a little bored, a little bored. But I will say this right here. Ain't no boredom now, because they wanted to get to the tournament. Won all those basketball games. Now we're in a tournament. 6 games away from a chip that you've been dreaming about, thinking about over and over and over again. The sadness that was felt last year. 6 games is all in our ladies' hands. Now, nobody thought that the girls would be in the situation where they'd be an overwhelming favorite to win the chip in a rebuilding year. And I'm going to continue to say that, in a rebuilding year for this team, because a lot of folks aren't talking about that out in the media. A lot of folks are talking about it. But it's a rebuilding year for Carolina, and we are the overwhelming favorite against all these veteran teams. Carolina have to stay focused, win each game. But in my mind, it all starts at the Sweet 16. I think the first weekend, nobody's gonna. If you think that Carolina gonna lose on Sunday against whoever we play at Colonial Life Arena, you ain't been watching enough Carolina basketball. That ain't gonna happen. I don't know who, and I already know who's gonna be, between two teams. But it starts in Albany. Now, the girls can't think that way. Well, even though, the first round, they're going to beat the snot out of Sacred Heart or Presbyterian. I'm just saying. Come on. But then, in the second round, But they ain't going to be no threat. Every team's a threat. Oh, it's March Madness. I get all that. There's going to be teams that's going to lose. There's going to be teams that are going to be upset. There's going to be some upsets this weekend. It won't be South Carolina. Because what's different? This is the thing, right? What is different about this team and what is different about other basketball teams is Carolina has done number 2, number 3 ranked offense in the league. Number 2, number 3 ranked. In the league, out of 360 basketball teams, 360 schools have an offensive rating of 122.65. 122.65. So you look at the teams in our bracket. Like, are there teams in our bracket that are as good as South Carolina offensively in our bracket? And we just break it down like this right here. You say, oh, okay, number 2 seed, Notre Dame. Notre Dame, no. They're not as good as South Carolina offensively. Their offensive rating 111. Okay? Number 3, you talk about Oregon State. Oregon State is a good basketball team. Their offensive rating is 113.12. Okay? Number 4, Indiana. Indiana's offensive rating is 116.57. Okay? Those are the top 4. Those are the top 4 in terms of offense. Carolina is better or much better than each of those schools. And we haven't even discussed defensively. Carolina defensive rating is 63.59. 63.59. The closest team to South Carolina in defense in the country, the closest team that when you're talking about in the top 15 teams in net rating and so forth is Ohio State. Ohio State. Notre Dame defensive rating is 67.83. Hannah Hidalgo is very good defensively. But that's still 5 points lower than, or higher, I should say, than South Carolina. We're so much better offensively, and then we're still much better defensively. So defense going to travel for South Carolina wherever we go, whatever team we play, because we nitpick our team a lot and say our flaws and what we do wrong and there's a whole lot of teams out here that are much worse defensively and are much worse offensively. When we play a Notre Dame or we play an Oregon State, which Oregon State is a really good basketball team in the Pac-12. They are a really good basketball team, but their offensive rating is 113.12. Carolina's is 122. Their defensive rating is 74. Carolina's is 63. That is a big gap offensively and defensively. We would be a 12 to 15 point favorite against Oregon State. Yes, favorite. Because our defense is so good. Our defense is so good. Will there be some lapses in offense? For sure. But no, it's going to be some lapses in offense, but defense is always going to play well. And other teams' defense, who we are so much better, they got to deal with us too. They got to deal with us. You know? So, and a little bit about Iowa, they're number 1 seed in their bracket and everything. Iowa's the best offensive team in the country. They have the best offensive rating in the country, 127.11. The best offensive rating in the country. Now, what they don't have is a defense. So their defensive rating is 78.26. So you look at the top 20 teams in terms of net rating, Iowa is by far the worst team in defense. By far. So Iowa could be out quick, because if Iowa doesn't hit their shots at the regularity, they can be out quick because they don't play on defense. LSU plays good defense, 74.03. It's just not a deep basketball team. Just not a deep basketball team. Antonio, don't say it, Cap. Well, I have to, bro. I have to. The overall number 1 seed always has the best path to the Final Four. No difference this year. Country notary. That's normally the case. That is normally the case. We normally have the easiest path. Oh, I'd say we, because I mean we number one overall seed a lot. She is Bree Wayne. UCLA, Iowa in the Hunger Games. Yo, this is going to be a fantastic tournament. And this is what we are waiting for. I'm gonna be on a lot once I get back from Vegas. I'm gonna be on a lot. So we're gonna be talking about obviously our games, but we also be talking about other games. This is gonna be fun. Live shows galore this week, next week, until the nets are cut. A lot of live shows, a lot of interaction. And I got to bring back, this old call-in thing. We got to do the old call-in thing. It's time to do the call-in show once again. It's time to do the call-in and let me hear from y'all. We're gonna work on that. You know what? Probably we're gonna do that we might do that on Friday. We're gonna do a call-in on Friday night, 8:00. We're gonna do a call-in show. Yeah. Lots of great comments. Robert Whitaker, LSU is coming out that bracket. Nobody can match their size against South Carolina, except for South Carolina. UCLA only has one big in bets. Okay. I mean, that's the way you feel. That's the way you feel. We'll see. We'll see. I think the LSU UCLA will be a outstanding basketball game. I think it'll be an outstanding basketball game. UCLA is with bets. UCLA is better defensively. The template for beating LSU is out there. It's out there. The template for beating LSU is out there. If you can out-rebound LSU, you play solid defense, and you can have an efficient offense, you can beat LSU because and then depth. That's the thing. If you have depth, you'll beat LSU. You have beat LSU. If I ain't gonna say if LSU and UCLA plays in the third round, UCLA gonna be favored. No, don't misconstrue that. Because just the overall net rating and offense and defensive rating, things like that, UCLA is better. UCLA is better. It's just a better basketball team. UCLA offense is a little better. Their defense is better than LSU's. They are. And in terms of defense, LSU comes out so hard in the first quarter. They come out so hard. But because of their lack of depth, you can see the defense wanes as the game goes on. UCLA got good depth. Be great. Gonna be great. Elizabeth Anderson. Rebecca Lobo also complained about South Carolina's Gamecocks schedule, saying how easy South Carolina's schedule is. In terms of the path to the championship, compared to some, I mean, we're the number one overall seed. That's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that way. We're the number one overall seed. We're undefeated. We beat everybody. We're the number one team, AP poll, coaches poll, net rating, number 3 ranked offense, number 1 ranked defense. We're supposed to have the easiest path to the championship. But at the end of the day, you got to play. You got to win the games. You have to win the games. So now I should probably, upset the UConn as the number 3 seed. Probably had to. Sorry. See, it is what it is. It is what it is, A lot of great comments. A Lots of great comments. What it tells me is that everybody is hyped for this whole tournament to get started. Everybody is ready for real basketball. Everybody is ready for it to be done. Everybody got to go. Everybody got to go. Everybody go. Lots of comments about UCLA versus LSU. It's going to be a great game if we get that far. If we get that far. If we get that far. If they get that far. They got to win. They have to win. They have to win. They can't look past teams, or they can't look further down the bracket, or they can't be woe is me talking about, that, we should be ranked higher, or we should be in a different region, or all those things. The brackets are out there. Team's going to start playing ball real soon. And we just got to, win your spot. Win your spot. I mean, the Portland region, with Southern Cal number 1, Ohio State number 2 seed, UConn number 3, Virginia Tech number 4. That Elizabeth, Kitley injury. We'll see how that goes. I mean, real talk. It just with Southern Cal in that Portland region, this is not a barn burner. You know what I'm saying? Ohio State is a good basketball team. I don't think they should be a number 2 seed. UConn is a really good basketball team, and they got UConn is a number 2 ranked team in terms of potential to beat South Carolina or something like that. Like okay, but all those injuries in UConn, they're number 3 seed and everything, and Virginia Tech. To me, this is just Captain Will. The easiest path to me is Southern Cal. I don't know. It might be about the same. It might be about the same. But if Southern Cal, if Southern Cal plays UConn, honestly, I would take UConn. I would take UConn with that. I would probably take UConn. It's a lot of good teams. It's a lot. Isn't it awesome, y'all? Isn't it amazing that there's so many great teams in women's basketball? It's so many teams. If you take Carolina out the equation, if Carolina was not Carolina, who's an overwhelming favorite, right? If you take Carolina out of the equation, I would probably say there are about 7 teams who can win the championship. About 7 teams, not counting Carolina. The depth of women's basketball is crazy. It's crazy. And I'm here, like I told you yesterday, or day before yesterday, it was all running together. I'm here in Vegas, and March Madness and the draft books and sports books and all those things are going down. Women's basketball is being talked about so much more now. And I see that in Vegas. It's really transcending now because the girls are there for so long. So long. And if you have a college basketball player right now, if you have a college basketball player who's going to be in a tournament this year, who's been in college 3 or 4 years, that basically means that player isn't good enough for the NBA. That's pretty much what it is. Because the best players in men's basketball, they leave after the first year. And if they don't leave after the first year, the best players will leave after the second year. It's just a lot of different reheating this, adding this, new players here, new players there. The influx of players go on so much in men's college basketball. But in women's college basketball, you see the growth, you see the maturity, and you can project how your team is going to be 2-3 years down the road. Now, you have players who enter the portal. You do. You do. But you have a great idea. We know how good Carolina's going to be next year. We know 4-5 players ain't going to enter no portal for Carolina. We know that. We know that. I love the spot that Carolina's in this bracket. I love the spot that women's basketball is in right now. It is only going to get better and better and better. This includes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. You're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.